I don't know what direction I'm going in here.
So sorry.
Don't worry about it, Deuce. You getting it together, Deuce. Ooh.
And he joins us now. Omar, thanks for being with us. Omar, thank. Now to this, a protest is underway for an 11-year-old boy who was shot by a police officer in Indianola, Mississippi. Aderrien Murray was shot in the chest this weekend when officers responded to a domestic call at his home. His family wants the officer to be fired and charged. Murray has been released from the hospital and he is recovering at home, which is good news. Body camera footage of the incident, though, has not yet been released. CBS News correspondent Omar Villafranca is closely following the story, and he joins us now. Omar, thanks for being with us. Can you break down the timeline of the shooting and what we know about what exactly happened?
All right, let me give you a little timeline that we just got from the attorney, Carlos Moore. He told us that there was a domestic issue that was going on late or early Saturday morning here in Indianola. And the mom, her name is Nicaila Murray, was having a dispute with her daughter's father. He had come over and was knocking on the door. They came in and they started arguing. She said that she handed the phone back to her son, Aderrien, and just said, hey, call grandma and call the police. You know, he's upset. She handed him the phone to call for help. He did. He called for help and said, hey, you know, this is going on. Please come over and help. Grandma was on the way as well. Well, Carlos Moore, the attorney for the family, told me that when officers showed up, that he said basically they were coming in hot. And Nicaila Murray told me the same thing. It went from banging on the door to trying to kick the door in. She opened it up and she said the guns were drawn and, hey, everybody get out with their hands up. Well, when that happened, she says that the father of her daughter ran out on the backside. She came out with her hands up and told them, obviously, since a child had made the call, there are kids that are inside the house. So the officer, she said, yelled for everybody who's inside the house to come on out. She's walking out, her mother is there looking in, and when that happened, she said that her son came around the corner with his hands up, officer shot him. This is their side of the story. And she said that he was hit in the chest and he was in shock and ran to her and basically stumbled in her arms and was asking her, why did they shoot me? He thought at first it was a taser. He was airlifted to a hospital in Jackson, Mississippi. He was on oxygen, not on a ventilator. She clarified that for damage to his lung, and it went in here and came out the back. But her words.
All right, Deuce.
I know this is like a topsy-turvy.
It's your news clip. Yeah. Woo! Anybody got something to say? Like I said, man, the number is up there. When the number is up there, you can call in. Let me know too if you calling a number and it don't fucking and it's not ringing for you or some wild shit too. Like, let me know what time it is, gang. Talk to me.
This is a sad situation.
Yeah,
This reminds me of a story that I had to read for one of my classes. It was What Killed Ayanna Stanley Jones. It was in Detroit.
What killed Ayanna? Speak up a little bit. Give Ayanna her just due. Oh, you want to get on the camera?
Yeah, this is just my.
Oh, okay.
This is kind of my talking mode right now. So yeah, so it was Ayanna Stanley Jones. It was a little girl. She was 6'7", and she died. It was a raid. It was a police raid. They were looking for one of the people that lived in the house. You know, it's kid stuff outside. They can obviously see that. The police go in. This is on First 48 as well.
Mm-hmm.
They doing First 48. They come in, you know, and they start firing, and they hit the little girl, and she passed away. And this is making me think about that. Like, I don't remember it to a T to really explain exactly everything. But as I was reading it, like, it was a whole article. A guy, you know, he lived there. He really wanted to figure out how did that happen? How did that little girl die? From the police point of view and from the family's point of view. And before they did that raid,
make sure you subscribe.
Their police officers died. So they went into the next raid just ready to, you know, it was like 2 weeks within that.
See, this the stuff that needs to be taken care of, that police need to be fined. You know, it's a kid, bro, like if that's the full story, they need to go. And there are good cops, but that one is bad. Doom. I probably agree with you too. And y'all could Google this. I'm not just saying it. No matter how intoxicated I get, bro, I'm gonna try to get y'all facts. The most dangerous call for all police is not a drug deal. It's domestic disturbance. So we all know that. So they all on heightened alert. Now for us, the civilian. So basically, see, like, say you was a delivery driver. Once you become a delivery driver, you learn what dangerous neighborhoods is. Nigga, you might have lived in the most dangerous neighborhood. You ain't even know it. You like, you ever know how niggas?
Amazon delivery driver that got shot.
Every neighborhood I lived in, when the Chinese people told me they wasn't coming, I'm like, you bitch ass niggas. Fuck y'all talking about? Like, get over here, nigga. Fuck you mean I can't get a beef and broccoli, right? So we understand that. So they might be on heightened alert. Like if they seen it and it was like a kid, but you know, things happen fast and the shit is really intense. And I always take a perspective that bothers people about shit, bro. And I don't know why people get so bothered about that, knowing that I did 10.5 years in prison. Knowing that I have lengthy criminal record before I was even 18 years old. Knowing that I grew up in institutions. I've been in like, for kids, like I've been criming and jailing since I was really a baby, since I was 11 years old, right? And so from the time I was 11 years old to my mid-30s, I have either been incarcerated or on paper. Most of that time incarcerated, right? And I'm going to say some shit that might be crazy to y'all, right? I'm a little bit more accustomed to living in the heat of the moment than the average person. We all like to think of what the fuck we gonna do when the shit hit the fan. If I'm sitting in my car and I got my gun right here and the nigga run up on the window, I'm gonna be like, bang, put this arm up, block the bullet that would have hit me in the eye, hit him up under his chin, bang. You think you John Wick. But you just a human. And cops is humans too. So the thing I go to is, how do we stop the cops from coming to our house? Me and you don't ever need to be arguing. If we ever love each other.
Make sure you subscribe.
If we got kids and shit we need to worry about, we don't ever need to be arguing to the levels where anybody is going to call police. Our kids should not think to grab the phone and call the police because one of us might hurt each other. So, yeah, the police made a mistake. The kid maybe came around late. The police might have been on bullshit. Like, even if he was a racist police officer looking to kill a young black boy, how did he get inside the house? So, a lot of times, and guess what, though? Say we take that perspective of thinking. Now we got to think about what the fuck they was arguing about. You better not have been arguing about a food stamp card. You better not have been arguing about who fucking who and who had what in their phone or what, like.
They were together. He just came like 3 a.m. I guess he's trying to quell it down. Like, come on.
Yeah, because of animosity, whatever beef they had.
It was. It could be just jealousy. Period. Niggas is bitter too. Period.
You said facts. My dad is a police officer, and he don't do that shit, and all that shit makes me. Yo, look, bro. It's like I used to have a different perspective on it, but I understand there are good people in the world and there are bad people in the world, right? And if, like, some of these places are breeding grounds, and we may have to talk about that a little different. Some of these places are breeding grounds for bullshit. You ever realize how all the motherfuckers that work with kids, somehow that's what the pedophile nigga is? You give a nigga access to kids in any field, and somehow a pedophile finds his way there, right? Like at the they're like, yo, how is it that so many people at the Catholic Church? Well, you're celibate and you're giving people access and power over children. It's about like, so people will work themselves to get there. It's like their passion to get in a position to do some bullshit. And yes, there will be people who will want to become cops to do bullshit. But the way our society works, especially right now, there has to be some kind of balance of good and bad in order for it to even work at the point that it's working now. It's just fucked up because then you get the other shit called into question, like, you know how much you rock with your coworkers. So, yo, Doom, we was watching this shit on your job. I think I clipped the video to put up about when you was showing me your job. You know how much you rock with your coworker? Your coworker make a mistake against a motherfucker you don't even know. How likely are you to really just be like, okay, and let me challenge you niggas out here, right? Let me say this about black men, because I've been on my shit with black women, but this some real shit. Some of you niggas die, say fuck your kids, say fuck your whole family, not to tell on your man who was shooting at a nigga and shot a kid.
I can't Boo News.